Hey guys, George Gill here from Gill Technologies with this week's tip of the week. Thanks for joining me again. This week's tip comes from our analysis department, and I gotta tell you, normally they nail it really right on, and they're directing this tip at seasonal business. But when I looked at the tip, I thought to myself, well, yeah, it definitely applies to seasonal business, but it also applies to all businesses that have fluctuation essentially in their usage, or they have slower times, they have peak times, etc. So if you're a retail business, for example, right now is probably really busy. I mean, you got delivery drivers out, you got service people out, you got technicians on the road, managers on the road, whatever the case may be, and they're running non-stop because 'tis the season. So whereas if we compare that to maybe February or March, it might be a slower time, and this tip might be directly related at you at that stage. Essentially what it is what do you do with your mobile devices or your service plans during those slower periods or during those off periods if you are seasonal. And there's a couple of options there. There's actually quite a few options, right from canceling your agreement to reducing down the plan size, to putting it on vacation disconnect. So there's a variety of different options, but there's actually two ways to look at this, and you have to be really careful, because if you're in an older plan, coming off of that plan can actually hurt you in the long run, even beyond the savings that you may generate from that 2-3 month period of slowdown or shutdown. So we really want you to be careful about making those choices, and there is some due diligence you need to do before you make that hard decision of whether or not to cancel your phones, reduce your plans, or what have you. So here's what you need to do. You need to head over to our blog at www.gill-technologies.com. It's right here on the screen right now. We have a nice long post that details, well, it's not that long, but a post there that details exactly what you need to do, the things you need to consider, and gives you a couple of different options. And most of these options you're going to find are available for most carriers. Okay, so that's this week's tip of the week. But before I go, looking for ideas for future tips, and I got to tell you, I just recently switched off of my BlackBerry onto an iPhone, and I absolutely love this phone. So I was talking to our team there last week, and I said I should be doing some videos and some tips on all of the business strategies that I'm using the iPhone for. And they say, well, George, everybody does iPhone. I mean, let's stick to the expense management and what have you. So I'd love to hear from you. If you think I should be doing a couple, maybe I could throw in an extra video a week and just give you some of the tools and techniques that we're using the iPhone for in our business to maximize efficiencies. Love to share that information with you, but right now I'm kind of being voted out, so love to hear that feedback. Just leave me a comment right here, leave us a comment on the blog, let us know what you think, and we'll definitely take that into great consideration. I'll push it ahead that way. All right, I'm George Gill from Gill Technologies. Thanks for joining me for this week's Tip of the Week.